Chris Hassel is a local shorebird researcher in Broome and has been studying the shorebirds of Roebuck Bay for almost 20 years now, and he coordinates much of the research that goes on in the bay. One of the major things we do is band the waders so that we're able to track their migratory routes, find out important sites on the flyway that they use, and basically then we're able to or try to conserve these areas. Once they've been caught, they're put in holding cages where they're relatively calm, relaxed, kept in the shade, kept cool, and they're banded by experienced bird banders, although there's a lot of options for volunteers to help out with scribing and get a chance to learn about the molt and ageing of these birds, as well as all their migratory behaviour. None of the birds in this footage were injured or were released and flew off strongly.
So you're going to do it again. So now you're going to zero it for me. Lovely. And then we pop it on. Hopefully it doesn't skedaddle. Tell Liz how much it weighs.
It's 167 grams.
167?
Mm-hmm.
Put it out. And that bird is done. But they're V's and they're R's.
Okay.
So V is very old,
Yeah.
and R is replaced.
Okay.
It means replaced in the previous bird year. You know, we've just moved in after the 1st of August.
Yeah.
So that's, they're super tatty, so they're V's. This is this is unusual.
About grow in the start of this year.
When will these start?
When did these?
When did these start?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe anything, April, May, June. No, not June, sorry, probably April or May. Yep, and they've started, and that's a typical thing in a tattler. They just do the outer 5 feathers, and now, any day now, basically, they're going to go in and start again and do a conventional molt, going out all the way. So what you might find now is 1 or 2 growing, and then the V's. Not enough. Hold that like that. And put a little dob on the top of it. That's it. Now we're on. Now we're in business. Now hold it. Just hold it in there. All right, and I'm going to push that over. Pull it out. There we go. Yep. Perfect.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any more great knots.
No, there isn't. We only got one.
One great knot.
One.
One famous one.
We wanted more, but we didn't. So we then put that little flag on, and now when I'm sitting on the cliff top and this bird's running around on the beach, I can read it. Yeah, so what that is, that's concentrated saline solution. They, because when they're feeding, they take in, they imbibe lots of salt water from the thing. So to get rid of that, they've got big salt glands in their heads. You can't see them; they're inside their head, and the salt water passes through that. They drink the salt water as well. It passes through the gland, and then they send out the concentrated saline solution and do that, drip it off the end of their bill.
Do they like salt water into normal water?
No, well yes, it's taking the salt out of the water and then keeping the fresh water for its...
Why don't I just use these?
So I want to tell you what this bird is doing. This bird came back from Arctic Russia last... It arrived, that's very true. It arrived for the first time back from Arctic Russia last October, probably September, October. And when it came back, it had all its juvenile feathers, and it's still got some of them. You can see these very old brown feathers, and they're very worn. So these are still the juvenile feathers that it very first grew. But these feathers are new. These ones on the outer wing are new, and these ones on the inner wing are even newer. So it's replacing its wing feathers, so it's got a whole new wing, because it might fly north next year. It will depend on the individual. You can even see on the wing here, you can see the different colours. Look, the brown and old and beautiful new ones with the white tips. So old and new. So from this molt at this time of year, I can say this bird is aged 2. It's in its 2nd year of life. We give all the birds their birthday on the 1st of August. We don't know when it was born. It was born probably in very late June or during July, So just to be safe, we give them their birthday on the 1st of August. So when the 1st of August comes round, they're 2 years old, 2nd year of life, 3rd year of life, etc. Liz, let's measure this bird so we can do it on film. So we're now going to measure this bird, take its morphometric measurements. Going to measure its bill, which is from the feathers on the tip of it, the base of its bill, I'm sorry, to the tip of the bill, and that is, Elizabeth, 46.0, 46.0. Then we're going to do the head bill, so tip of the bill, and then you just pull it through and it just bumps over the bump on the back of its head. Liz, 74.5, 74.5. I'm going to measure its wing, which is the longest, all shorebirds, or all migratory, long distance migratory shorebirds, the outer wing is their longest feather, so we're going to measure that. 187, Liz, 187.
Very exciting.
Eating something.
Unless you're going to tell me
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is tricky. You see, and that's got a bit of breeding plumage as well.
Yeah.
Has yours got breeding plumage? Not really. Not even. I wouldn't even call that trace. Trace is 5%, so that's really not. Yours got a bit. Grace's has got a little bit of breeding plumage. That's definitely a trace. If not 25 for a tattler, because all they don't get anything on the top. This is very interesting. Hold your wing out, Graffy, as well. Don't you leave either, Amelia.
Ruffled up, he's not very happy, this guy.
Pull your wing out, Amelia. I want to see the coverts and things. Ah, there you go, Graffy. Okay, so there, that's good. Yours is good. Yours is a 2nd year bird, but it's done a complete molt. Because, pull that out again. There's your juvenile feathers.
Okay.
That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
And you see how
those ratty
tatty,
ones,
really
yeah, okay,
ratty there. So that's all we need to tell it's the 2nd year. So yours has done a full molt, which is unusual. So R to the 10, age 2. But I don't think Grace's, look, they're not old. Oh, hold on, is there old in there? No, not really. So yours is even more difficult. We want to find. Yep, so you've got some old, different coloured ones there, there, but Grace's bird hasn't. Look.
Let's see your back. Ovaries. Yeah.
There we go. I'm interested in this, but I also
Tattlers should go north in their 2nd year, so this bird should not have stayed behind. It's unusual. That's a typical tattler that Amelia's got. You open the wing and it's like, yeah, that's easy. Graffy's is a bit more difficult. Yours is even more difficult. But I am now happy that that this is just an advanced bird. It's just a healthy, really good healthy bird. So it's done a conventional molt. So it's R to the 10. R to the 10, aged 2. So now we've got a Terric sandpiper. Nice and easy to identify. Look at those bright orange legs. And that lovely, very long for the size of the bird, beautifully upturned bill. Now, these are not as numerous as some of the other birds. They're not rare, but they're not as numerous as some of the others, so it's very nice to catch a few of these. They're also generally a bit tricky to age. So the first thing we're going to do though is put the metal band on. Elizabeth, 052 84619. 619. So there's a protocol throughout the whole flyway. The flyway stretches all the way from New Zealand through Australia, through Southeast Asia, through Hong Kong, Thailand, Hong Kong, Malaysia, China, right up into Russia and even into Alaska.
What?
And there's a protocol about where you put the colour of the flag that you use and where you put the metal band and the flag. So for us, the metal band goes on the lower left and the flag always goes on the upper right. The problem that the birds face is in the Yellow Sea up in China and Korea, where the mudflats are being destroyed to build industry. So just hold it in, Xavier, and then I push it over. Hold on, and you pull out.
Tail feathers.
There we go.
So are the Chinese sort of interested in doing something?
So it's there is of course a WWF China, Wetlands International China, individual groups in China doing their best, but they're a burgeoning economy charging forward.
I don't think he's going to hear you.
Same as us, same as the West 100 years ago. Conservation wasn't top. It was the priority was jobs for people and growth, and it still is here. You know, what do they always talk about here? GDP, GDP, GDP. The jobs, GDP. That's all they talk about. Is this on film? Don't you keep it cool? Don't you get me into trouble with ASIO, will you? So I work in China for 2 months every year, and we collect lots of fabulous data in the northern Chinese shorebird site, and you know, then we work with WWF China and Wetlands International but they do the politicking. We don't do the politicking.
50 millimeters. You imagine having a mouth that's 15 millimeters out and then 2 noses in the side of your beak?
No.
So you just hold on to that until it's fused. It's not actually glue. We always call it glue, but it's not glue. It's solvent cement, and it just fuses the thing together. So now this is lure from now on. Most of the shorebirds we deal with, you can't tell the sex at this time of year, particularly when they haven't got any breeding plumage, but some of them also look the same. They're the same size, but measuring them does help. Oh, let's molt it first. Does help. Does help. Now these are tricky to age. There we go. There's very old tatty feather here, and there, and there, and there in the tail. So we count. Should have 10 primary feathers. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And can you see the break here? So the secondary feathers run in this way, and the primary feathers run out that way. So Liz, this is R to the 10, aged 1.
No.
Aged 2, thank you. They spend a lot of time chasing little crabs around on the mudflat, so it's quite unusual to see a long-billed bird that chases its prey. Usually those are the plovers with their short bills, but this is a little one. So we measure the bill, base of the bill where the feathers join the bill, right to the tip of the bill. And that is, Elizabeth, 52.2. 52.2.
Pinocchio tells so many lies.
And then the head bill is 77.5. 77.5. How big was the bill, Liz, on the knot? 74. And what is it on? No, bill.
46.
And what was it on this? 52. So this bill's longer on this. Look at the size of the bird in my hand. It's got a longer bill than the knot, which is going to weigh 3 times as much.
Whoa.
But very unusual for usually, as I say, the long-billed birds are probing into the mud, taking worms and mollusks well down in the mud.
Do we need to do another one of these?
No, mate. They can join in there. 133, Liz. Wing 133. Okay, where's the weighing machine?
Weighing machine? Here we go.
No, you don't. All they get for breeding plumage is these scapulars. No, because we want it that side, mate, because it's in the sun now. Is hold it tightly at the thighs, right up near the body. And then look, if I put my hand like that and you just straight in like that, you see, that's the correct way to do it. I think about 1% of shorebird researchers do it. That's the correct way. Liz, 2-0. So, where does the metal band go?
On the left foot. The left lower foot.
Lower left, very good.
LLF. Lower left foot. LLF.
Not, well, it is its foot actually, isn't it? Because it's tarsus. Yep. So we'll give you the correct name of that. This is the tarsus. This is the bird's ankle. You would think that was the bird's knee, wouldn't you? But that's the bird's ankle. Its knee is up there, and that's its ankle. And that whole thing really is its foot. So there its tarsus bones, and then its toe out there. And how do we know it's its knee? Because look at the way it bends, your knees. The ankle, it's the ankle. That's the ankle. But very often when you see a bird, there's even birds named red-kneed dotterel, because the ankle should really be called red-ankled dotterel. But, all right, now what am I going to do? That is relatively new, but it's not as new as these. You see how, look at, if I just put the wing together, these are beautiful. I would call that grey-black with a lovely white tip. Now you see these are a bit browner, and they've just got a hint of wear. So what's happened, this bird has actually done a full molt, and it's grown all its feathers, but what it's doing now is going in and starting again. So these are newer than those. So this is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Where's one? Where's the one?
That one?
No, I'm missing one. Where do you think the missing feather is?
Here.
Yes, it's in there because it's growing from the inside all the way to the out. So the missing one's up there. Now I'm not going to poke around in the bird's wing to find it. We know it's there. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elizabeth.
Keep out of reach of children.
What I know, Mr. Bird Whisperer?
Except cool children. You're allowed to do it. You're allowed to let cool children in. If I see you in a paper bag sniffing it, then I'll clip you around the ear. 5 to the 2, 3 to the 1, 1 to the 1, R to the 6. 2, 4, 6.
7 to the west.
So from that, that's 5 is a fully grown new feather, growth stages, and then fully grown feathers that are a little bit older. R's, so that's age 2, Elizabeth, 2nd year of life. What's next? No. Which measurement do I do first? The bill. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Bill.
This one looks a little bit smaller than the
It does. Let's see.
Uncle, but if any of them have like a really long bill, I'm going to call it spoon bill.
Yes, but it's a different type.
Yeah, I think it's like related to ibis.
50.2.
Whoa.
2 millimeters. 2 millimeters? What was it, the other one, Liz?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, 2 mils. Well, it is 2 millimeters.
Yeah,
That's right, head bill. So we hold the bill gently at the front, and then I just pull the back of the calipers in, and you can just feel it. I actually feel it bump over the back of the head. So I don't want to pull it down the side of the head and measure it 2 or 3 millimeters short. Feel your back of your own head. You've got a bump on the back of your head. 74.5. 74.5. And then the wing. Yeah, it's a fractionally smaller bird all round. 129. 129.
Again?
This is. Hold on, that one.
Sorry, that was interesting. You hadn't said that. I like that.
So in this bird, it's got 3 old secondaries left on this wing, and you can see the beautiful grey with the white edge to this feather. But when you look at this one, it's still grey, but it's paler and it's worn. The feather's worn, so we can tell that's a juvenile feather, and that helps us greatly with aging the bird. And this bird is in its 2nd year of life. There's old feathers in here as well, in the wing in here. So they're the juvenile feathers that it first grew in the Arctic. It's still retained them now, just over a year later. And it's R to the 10, Liz. R to the 10, aged 1. 2. Aged 2, how many times?